Hi everyone. So obviously tonight, some of you may have not have seen what's going on this evening in the news. Some of you will have done. I mean, it's all over social media, so news is getting round faster than ever at the moment. The government have updated their guidelines in a very, very, very vague manner, which has left me, I don't want to kind of get into political conversations. It's left me really angry, like seething, in fact. And I normally don't get caught up in a lot of that with party politics and the rest of it. I'm really angry, not because of anything to do with like businesses being at risk and everything that's going on. It's obviously horrendous, and it's going to go on for a long time. I'm angry because there's such a lack of clarity over what these new updated guidelines mean. So I spend a lot of time, it sounds really bad. I'm in quite a lot of Facebook groups with PTs and gym owners and whatnot. I've sort of met online over the years. Some of them quite useful for bouncing ideas around, just speaking to people who get it, so to speak. And in these groups already, there's people kind of saying, "Oh well, we're not being enforced, so it's business as usual for me." And that's what's made me really, really angry. Is that, I mean, you can blame these people, these gym owners, for being stupid, but the fact that we as a population aren't being given very, very clear instructions, try to avoid, what the fucking hell does that mean? I mean, yes, you can try and avoid, but how about just telling people you mustn't do this or you can do that? And this is about, this is a health crisis. This is the biggest health crisis in 100 years. And all the talk is about, I'm not interested in what people think about the right strategy, blah, blah, blah. But the whole idea is that the NHS is going to get overburdened at some point, and many people won't make it. And the fact that, the person in power, sort of the leader of the country, and I don't hate Boris as much as many people do. I still think he's a wanker, but I don't hate him like a lot of people do. The fact that someone cannot just say, you must not do this because you increase the risk of transmission and accelerating it, or you are not, we can only slow it down if you do this. The fact that it's so open to interpretation, and I'm already seeing people in my line of work think, fuck it, I'm going to keep on trading. It makes me angry. And as you can probably tell, like, for some reason, I feel quite upset at the moment about it all. It's nothing to do with like what affecting our business, my business. Anyway, got to keep moving forwards. I'm making the decision that we are going to close with immediate effect. Obviously, there'll probably be a class going on at the moment. There'll probably be a class starting in 15 minutes or so. Obviously, that class is still going ahead. If you're like kind of sat in a car park on your phone seeing this, you don't have to turn back round. I've already seen posts from local gyms in Harrogate saying, it's business as usual and we'll continue to monitor the situation. I believe I have a responsibility to close the gym down with immediate effect. It's any other option is irresponsible. Obviously you can see, I'm not happy about it. I'm sure we're all worried and uncertain at the moment. I put a post up last night, and it was incredible the amount of people that either commented, maybe not necessarily commented, but ticked on the little poll thing that I did. Just shows, like loads of people who don't normally comment on our social media stuff, shows how many people like at least wanted to sort of show and share what was on their mind. And I think, everyone's starting to realise this thing is going to go on for months and months. It's not a kind of, right, we all need to stay in our houses for a couple of weeks. It's going to go on for months and months and months. The talk is this virus will be around forever. Hopefully we'll get a vaccine, but it's not a case of lock everyone away for a month or so and ride it out and everything's going to magically disappear. Sweetheart, I'm just doing something. All right, hurry up. Bless her. It's going to be around for, they're saying it could be around till this time next year. When you sort of think of it like that, the enormity of it is just mind-boggling. And, you're sort of seeing all these, the bigger businesses like airlines that could go bankrupt, and it's a whole different ball game to, like the financial crash. And yeah, crazy times. I'm sure many of you guys, worried about, I think we put on that post, elderly relatives, younger relatives with underlying health conditions, the vulnerable who are just going to be locked away for 3 or 4 months. Your jobs, if you've got business, source of income. Fucking crazy. Absolutely batshit crazy. What can you do? What the fuck can you do? So, I'm taking a decision to close the gym down as from it finishing tonight. We were kind of preparing for this in terms of like, right, what can we do to try and add value to our clients' lives? I'm not stupid. Well, some people probably won't want to continue paying us for a different kind of service, which we'll come on to in a moment. I like to think we've built up a bit of client loyalty. Many of you will know that I've always been a kind of, and I'll say this now, shoot myself in the foot. I've never really subscribed to the, you've got to shop indie, you've got to shop local, support your local business. I am a passionate champion of entrepreneurship. And whether you're a one-man band, whether you've got 5 employees, 10 employees, whether you run a company that employs 500 people that you built from scratch, blood, sweat and tears for many years, I don't believe that one business deserves support over another, like based on how big it is or where it's located. Just do not buy into that whatsoever. I believe passionately that anyone who, runs a business and, especially if you've got people who work for you and you help provide something to humanity where it gives other people a chance to earn a living. And, in our case, hopefully, people to earn a living doing something that they're really passionate about. I've never believed in asking for support because you're local or independent. What I do believe in is supporting businesses that you want to see around for the future. I've got businesses local that I will support, not because they're local, because I think they're, they sell great coffee. Some independents sell shit coffee. I've got businesses online which I'll, big companies that I'll buy from. And I'd hate to see you got a business because I think they offer great service, and I'm sure all you guys have. I almost don't feel like, maybe it's pride and ego, like asking for support, kind of like with a flat cap out begging. I'd like to think we've built up a lot of what's the word? Value or loyalty, or enough kind of, we've made enough deposits in the loyalty bank account, if you like, with a lot of people, that we can perhaps, we've built up a little bit so that we can perhaps make a few withdrawals over the next few week or month or so. But you know, that remains to be seen. You know, it's all happened so fast, and you know, it's all happening. It's going to happen fast. Change is going to happen. You know, what's clear is all this shit that's going on in the world, in our country. This social distancing thing, that they're going to enforce it in a few days or a week, aren't they? They're just trying to drip feed it. It's not going to get slacker. It's going to get tighter. Schools are going to close at some point, and everything I've read, you know, the same with other countries, it's not going to be a matter of weeks. It's going to be a matter of months. You know, 2, 3, 4 months. You know, how we live's going to change. You know, like basically, you know, thankfully it's coming up to, slightly better weather. So, you know, if you've got a garden or a yard, sat outside for 10 minutes today for the first time, the sun is lovely. You know, hopefully that, you know, little things like that, I'm kind of like trying to be grateful of. Thinking, right, you know, I'm going to be stuck in this fucking house for 4 months. At least we've got a garden. But, oh God, who knows, you know, and then, you know, then you sort of think about all these old people and the rest of it. It's mental. But the point is this shit is going to continue for a long period of time. I don't think, you know, myself, people I'm speaking to, and I think the majority are really sort of grasping, like, these aren't just things that we have to do. This is going to go on for a third to a half of a year minimum. And that's absolutely crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely mental. So tied in with that, and amongst all this, you know, obviously we provide physical fitness, and you know, a part of that is we help people lose weight. A lot of new clients starting out are perhaps overweight or looking to lose weight, and we add a nutrition element, and you know, really we provide fitness, nutrition, accountability, 3 core components. But beneath all that, or perhaps what sits above all that, is people's mental and emotional well-being. You know, if you are overweight and you lose weight, if you feel better about your body, you feel better mentally, your outlook on life changes, you're more confident, your energy increases, you're probably more productive at work. Other stuff that happens in a day-to-day life changes when you become happier within yourself physically, which is why we've always had this slogan, haven't we, for those of you who've been with us a while, like, you know, like, well, what event are you training for? And like you say, our life, motherfucker, which I still love. You know, I'm really passionate about that side of things. You know, I haven't coached for years. You know, some people watching this won't have met me. You know, so busy running the business now. But you know, this is something that I built from scratch. Just me, nearly 10 years ago. Oh great, the cat's vomiting. That's kind of broken my little moment there. And I'd like to think that, you know, we're about more than working out in a warehouse. Obviously people take the piss my content. It takes forever. I'm aware this video is going on. It's obviously quite an emotional time for me and the team, really. But I'm going to try and wrap up now. We always intended to sort of, you know, the whole fitness world, you might not see it like in all these forums and stuff. It's like, you know, you need to stream classes, offer online, blah, blah, blah. And they're quite vague terms. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. That's part of my identity. I see myself and what I choose to give myself a label of. And being entrepreneurial requires being creative and doing things differently, and you know, innovative, you know, is the company name. And I had some things that I was working on in my head to just get some clear thoughts on how we would play this out in the coming weeks, and obviously that's been brought forward. So all I would ask, and I'm dipping into the emotional loyalty bank account here, is if you can like give me and us a day, like Tuesday, just to kind of get some clarity and get set up, and kind of come back to you guys with how we intend to try and deliver a service online. You know, there are lots of cool ideas. Some gyms in America are starting to do it. You can do it with like these group like webinar things. It's like one of those quite funky actually. Got like 60 different people on like a little laptop screen. You've got an instructor in the middle, and you can see everyone working out, and you can actually shout at individuals because of what little names come up under them. I know that's not what we're doing at the moment in the gym. You know, we can offer you know, there's ways of like the iCoach thing that I did, and whether that's sort of scalable and less one-to-one intensive. There are always solutions to problems. Now, whether this, you know, what we come up with and begin to offer people is appropriate or wanted remains to be seen. But like, we are, just to clarify, I don't give a fuck what anyone else is doing. I am, and we are morally obligated to close the gym down as from tonight until further notice. And yeah, we'd like just a day to just meet up online virtually as a team remotely, come up with some a plan of action, communicate it out, and take it from there. So yeah, shit happens and you got to deal with it, you got to respond to it, and that's what we're going to do. And yeah, thanks for watching. If any of you want to message me, I would prefer if you message me via my Chris Lupton-Innovate Facebook profile. Just trying to keep work communication there. Obviously you can comment on this, but if you want to ask me anything personally, you know, you're more than welcome to. I just sort of, as I say, just like 24 hours with my team just to figure out what's what. Take care, and as ever, thank you. Keep on trucking.